Good afternoon if you're based in Europe, and good morning if you are on the other side of the Atlantic. I am Dr. Costantino Grasso, and I serve as Associate Professor in Business Law at the Manchester Law School. And today, after more than 2 years of intense research activities and collaboration with more than 100 partners and experts, in my capacity as the Principal Investigator of this research project, I'm honored to officially welcome you to the VIRTEU Final International Conference. Unfortunately, for unforeseeable circumstances, Professor Andrew Francis, the Dean of Manchester Law School, cannot be with us today. So allow me to convey his greetings to us all, welcome you, even if only virtually, to our law school in Manchester, and go ahead with the housekeeping dimension of this opening session. Before offering a brief illustration of our research project, I would like to thank all the institutions that expressed their interest in the event, including the Judicial College for England and Wales, the Tax Fraud Investigation Department of the Republic of Ireland, as well as the School of the Italian Police Force, Tax Police Force, Guardia di Finanza. In particular, I would like to give a special thank you to the Italian Superior School of the Judiciary, which has provided us with honorary patronage and included the conference in the training sessions offered by the school to judges at the centralized level. We are honored to have with us today not only the Italian judges and prosecutors that decided to attend this event, but also to have as our guests the group of judges from all over Europe that are currently participating in the exchange program for judicial authorities in Naples. In that regard, I'm delighted to give the floor to Dr. Gianluca Grasso, member of the steering committee of the Italian Superior School of the Judiciary, and Barbara Molessa Grasso, judge at the Criminal Court of Appeals of Naples and trainer for the Italian Superior School of the Judiciary at the decentralized training section of Naples. They will briefly illustrate as the functioning of the exchange program for judicial authorities and let us know how they have organized their participation in the conference today. Dear both, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for this invitation. I would like just to say a few words about the European Judicial Training Network, EJTN, which is the principal platform and promoter for the training and exchange of knowledge of the European judiciary. EJTN is where it represents the interests of over 1,020 European judges, prosecutors, but not only, also judicial trainers and court staff across Europe. EJTN was created in 2000, and the fields of interest include civil law, criminal, commercial law, linguistic, and societal issue training. The vision of EJTN is to help directly to foster a common legal and judicial European culture. And EJTN develops training standards and curricula, coordinates judicial training exchanges and programs, and disseminates training expertise and promotes cooperation between EU judicial training institutions. EJTN has a specific internal democracy and stimulates cooperation. You know that the governance is split between the General Assembly, the Steering Committee, and the Secretary General. The School for the Judiciary, the Italian School for the Judiciary, is part of the Steering Committee of the Board of EJTN, as well as the most relevant working group inside the network. So we are very pleased to be here inside this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I am Barbara Modesta Grasso. As Dr. Grasso already presented me, thanks for the floor. Distinguished and honorable panelists and participants, the Neapolitan Decentralized Training Section of the Italian Superior School of the Judiciary is honored to participate in this event organized within the EU-funded VIRTEU project. We are delighted to have included this International Final Conference among the formal training activities that are offered to the Italian members of the judiciary by our decentralized training section of Naples, because we believe that the insightful section, these activities of formal training are surely very interesting, and the insightful session of discussion we will attend today and tomorrow will represent an important formative moment for both prosecuting and judicial authorities that should look with increasing interest beyond the borders of their domestic jurisdictions. As we all know, criminal activities, especially in the area of economic crime, are more and more characterized by transnational nature. As a result, such phenomena should be explored and evaluated using an international perspective rather than a domestic one. From that, it emerges the importance of participating in scientific events having international relevance, such as today's one. I'm also delighted to let you know that this week, as part of the exchange program for judicial authorities of 2022, the Court of Appeal of Naples is hosting 6 criminal judges and prosecutors coming from several European countries, including Croatia, Latvia, Estonia, Spain, Bulgaria, and Germany. We believe that letting them involved in such a relevant formative event represents a valuable experience. So we are now all together in one of the libraries of the Court of Appeal of Naples that has been specifically arranged to let them attend the conference. The event will be displayed on a large screen, and they will be able to intervene if they want with a microphone during the question and answer sessions. We look forward to participating from Naples in this fascinating discussion. Thank you very much for having us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor and pleasure to have all of you with us. Let me now briefly illustrate a research project sharing a PowerPoint presentation with you all. So VIRTEU is the acronym for VAT fraud interdisciplinary research on tax crimes in the European Union. It is a high-profile legal research project which includes both comparative and interdisciplinary studies aimed at exploring the interconnections between tax crimes and corruption, so to unravel the intimate relationships that exist between fraudulent and corrupt practices in the area of taxation, with a focus on VAT fraud, which poses a direct threat to the European Union's financial interest. The project has been funded by the European Anti-Fraud Office, OLAF, which investigates fraud against the EU budget, corruption, and serious misconduct within the European institutions, and develops anti-fraud policy for the European Commission. We are deeply grateful to OLAF for not only giving us the chance with the funding to conduct such interesting research, but also because OLAF has always supported us during these 2 years of research. So thank you very much to our funder. The project has been managed by the Center for Financial and Corporate Integrity of Coventry University and its scientific partner, Manchester Metropolitan University. Its core research team is composed by myself, our co-investigator, Dr. Lorenzo Pasculli, Associate Head for Research at Coventry Law School, and our research assistant, Stephen Holden, who is PhD candidate at Manchester Law School. I would like to thank them for all the work they've done during these 2 years of cooperation. So as regards its geographic scope, VIRTEU has been characterized by a special focus on a representative sample of 6 European jurisdictions: Bulgaria, Denmark, and Greece, Italy, the Netherlands, and United Kingdom. The resultant of the high level of phenomenological complexity of the criminal conceptualizations investigated, that is, of course, tax crimes and corrupt practices, and most relevantly, of the interconnections between them, it has been necessary to conduct a wide scope analysis of the salient subject matter from different perspectives, and therefore to adopt a multifaceted and multidisciplinary approach. For that reason, we have carried out several different types of research activities. I will try to briefly illustrate them to you. Of course, we have operated and conducted a comprehensive desk research and literature review, and we have analyzed and identified more than 150 documents, including books, journal articles, conference papers, speeches, official reports, scientific blog posts, and relevant media reports. The research has also been enriched by technical reports prepared by high-level specialists who have established expertise in the functioning of the domestic legal systems on which we are focused, or in specific areas of knowledge, like criminology, business ethics, forensic accounting, and European criminal law. Also, we enjoy the participation of a select group of honorary experts that have been invited to prepare a tailored report focusing on a specific relevant area of interest, for example, tax compliance, analytical procedures in countering corruption and tax fraud, nebis in idem, anti-tax crime compliance programs, and the relationship between tax crimes and human rights. All these reports have been published or are in the process of being published, and they're, of course, available online, so you can access them on our repository, and I will show you that in a few moments. We have also been organizing live events. So first of all, 4 sessions of intense discussion of debate. These were roundtable discussion sessions that kept several renowned guests engaged in the exploration of select topics under the brilliant moderation of Professor Diane Ring. And basically, these 4 sessions were focused on exploring the interconnection between tax crime and corruption, ethics, human rights in the area of taxation, and whistleblowing, reporting, and auditing in the area of taxation. And the final one was focused on institutional corruption and avoidance of taxation. We have also organized an international symposium devoted to the exploration of what we thought was a very important emergence of these research projects, that is the role of professionals as enablers of economic crime, and more specifically tax crimes and corruption. So basically we arranged the symposium that had 3 main sessions. The first one, the phenomenon, explored from a phenomenological perspective various ways in which professionals, lawyers, accountants, auditors may play a role in enabling or facilitating tax crimes and potentially interrelated corrupt practices. The second panel, the cause, investigated the relevant legal, regulatory, moral dimensions of professional involvement in such questionable practices. And finally, the third panel, the solutions, considered the measures currently in place to address such form of illegal, unethical behaviors, assessing their strengths and weaknesses. A very important activity that we have carried out has been organizing national workshops. We organized this workshop in each one of the 6 jurisdictions that on which we focused on. And during these events and through a series of questions, several high-level experts were called upon to provide critical evaluation based on their professional experience about the relation between tax crimes and corruption. All the workshops included 2 sessions. The first one explored the phenomenon tax crimes, the complexity and potential deficiencies of the legal system, as well as the adequacy of the legal definitions and the national sectoral vulnerabilities. The second one investigated the role of professionals as enabler of economic crime, institutional corruption, conflict of interest and new influence on the political process, and the crucial role of whistleblowing. And in that regard, we are really proud to announce and to highlight that the project has been benefiting significantly for the input and contributions of several whistleblowers. We are very proud to have had the opportunity to share their stories and to learn from their experiences. We would like to emphasize our continued support for the cause, acknowledge their valuable societal contribution, and recognize the ongoing need for significant, meaningful reform to empower and protect them. And in particular, tomorrow we will have a panel that will be devoted to the role of whistleblowers in unveiling fraudulent and corrupt practices in the area of taxation. As I said, all the recordings and all the documents that we have produced, they are all available online, and they are you can find them on the project's long-term repository, the Corporate Crime Observatory, which is an innovative platform devoted to promoting analysis and discussion of economic and corporate crime issues around the world. The website is www.corporatecrime.co.uk. I will share this also to you in the chat. Last but not least, we are really delighted to launch today the VIRTEU online quiz game. Our project has produced this quiz game that is focused on tax abuses, corruption, and whistleblowing. The game has been conceived as a tool to be used for conducting a self-assessment of one's own level of awareness of these issues. It may be used for training educational purposes, and it's adequate for both lay people and practitioners. The game is absolutely anonymous. There is no data that will be recorded if you participate, and it's available for free online. It's based on 20 questions, multiple choice, and if you get at least 80% of correct questions, you also get a certificate of appreciation. So that's the link that you see, www.corporatecrime.co.uk/about. I will also share this link to you. And I really hope that you can use this personally or in your training educational sessions all over Europe and the world. Thank you for that. Now we can go on with our event. So before launching the works of the first panel, I really needed to thank all the person that helped us during this project. So first of all, allow me to thank most sincerely the esteemed and international renowned partners that have cooperated with us. In particular, our friends at the Tax Justice Network and at the international law firm Costantino Grasso. I would like to thank most sincerely all our special advisors, leading experts, research associates, as well as the members of the VIRTEU Advisory Board and the experts that participated in our national workshops. The project has greatly benefited from their support and expertise. I would like to thank the Center for Financial and Corporate Integrity of Coventry University, where the project has been incarnated, and in particular, its executive director, Professor Panagiotis Andrikopoulos, and our fantastic project manager, Faye Brown. I would now like to give a special thank you to Professor Diane Ring, who is interim dean and professor of law at Boston College Law School. Over the course of the last 2 years, Professor Ring, who will share one of our panels today and offer conclusive remarks at the end of both days of the conference, has effortlessly supported the research project, served as an invaluable mentor, and enhanced the scientific rigor of our research activities. It has been a real honor to cooperate with her, and we are deeply grateful for everything she has done to support us. On a personal note, Professor Ring has been for me a constant source of inspiration and encouragement. This has been very important to me, also taking into consideration that it has not always been easy to serve as coordinator of such a long and complex research project. She's a truly inspiring academic, both on professional and personal level. I've learned so much from her, and I consider myself lucky to have had the opportunity to cooperate closely with her during the VIRTEU project. Last but not least, a big thank you to all terrific panelists and all the members of the audience, including the members of the judiciary and of the enforcement authorities that have taken the time to be with us today. I hope you will enjoy the discussion and take the chance to interact with our amazing experts, asking them questions using the Zoom question and answer interface, or sharing your experience, raising your hands during the question and answer time. It's now time.